Call the Plan Commission meeting to order. Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on concept development plans for First State Bank and Trust at 680 Annabelle Way.
Good evening. So in front of you, you'll find concept development plans for a proposed 13,200 square foot building on Lot 50 of what is known as the Bella Rose Development Master Plan. The project is proposed to be a two-story structure, which will also include a drive-through, teller and lobby space, workstations, offices, and conference rooms on both floors. Because it's part of the Bella Rose Master Plan, there is a conditional use permit that went along with that includes some architectural standards that they need to follow. So with those includes like primary facades being required to face both Annabelle Way and Carmichael Road, so it doesn't look like there's a back to the building, which the applicant is meeting that standard. Incorporation of architectural features and patterns that provide visual interest. Sorry. So that would include like decorative cornices along roof lines, buildings that jut out in irregular patterns so that it doesn't look like one giant block. And then our primary exterior finishes, which they are also meeting too with the inclusion of cut stone and wood-looking architectural metal siding. So in addition to all of that, they also provided proof of parking in their plans too. So they proposed 40 stalls, but they've also included 15 additional ones to be included in the future in case they need to expand parking. So due to all that, staff is recommending approval of concept development plans with the listed stipulations. Yes.
Do we know what the elevations of those properties will be in their final grade before they start building anything? Is that, in other words, is that lot gonna be recessed? Is it gonna be down from the existing roadways now? Is it gonna be flush or above? Do we know any of
How's
that?
that sculpted in?
Or
I can't
how's
tell
that
from-
all gonna be contoured out and, I mean, for the site plan, if you will? It would be interesting to know that, because does it stick up or is it kind of submerged?
It's gonna be shrunken down a little bit.
Well, that's your guess, but yeah. Well, I'm just curious. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. It's just,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to know.
Yeah, there is a master grading
down.
plan for the overall development. I just don't know it off the top of my head. And then a specific grading plan to this site.
Okay. Pat answered it for me. I will move to approve with all city pertinent conditions asked for in the handout.
Yeah, it looks like it's basically 10 feet below.
I saw that. Pat showed me.
I'll second that.
Motion is second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on concept development plans for public utilities storage building at 1201 Livingstone Road. City of Hudson.
So Public Utilities is looking to construct a vehicle storage building at the current utility site at 1201 Livingstone Road. This will be used to store the city's jet truck, utility pickup trucks, and a few trailers that are being displaced from the wastewater plant project. Building's proposed to be 7,200 square feet in size, and it will be located on the southeast corner of the property. Kip is also here to answer any questions if you have any. Otherwise, staff is recommending approval of the concept development plans with listed conditions.
May I ask what the function of the building is? Is it just storage or is it gonna be heated? Is there gonna be wash bays in there? Is there gonna be repairs? Is there gonna be what mechanical services?
Kip Peters, Utility Director, City of Hudson. It's going to be storage is what we have in our current facility now. We have where we weld, where we fix things of that nature. The reason for this is, as Tiffany mentioned, we're doing the wastewater treatment plant project this spring. That's actually just went out to bid today. You'll be seeing that at your next meeting. You'll be getting that. Part of that project that we're doing down there, if you're familiar with the wastewater treatment plant, we're losing all of that garage. That's actually going to be repurposed. Half of it's going to be repurposed as part of the plant itself. So as part of the process, and then half of it's going to actually be torn down, and there's going to be new structures going up there as part of the process. So with that, all the equipment that's currently stored in there, we need a place to go with it. It will be a heated facility. It will have water and sewer services to it, a bathroom, hopefully eventually someday. But basically just for storage. We do have to have air exchange in there because of the vehicle storage. We do have fire protection going in there and things of that nature, so.
So just a normal storage
Just a
building.
normal
Okay.
storage building with all the requirements that we have to have.
Does it look, I can't bring up in my mind's eye what your neighbors. building-
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we own all that property.
But what your other neighbors look like, but it's not going to be.
You won't
any-
even know it's there.
Yeah.
It's going to look, currently on site, the larger facility that we have, the office facility and things like that, we had that all repainted 2 years ago when we bought the facility. The cold storage building in the back is painted to match the office area and things like that.
And
This
that's a
new-
solid wall.
No, it's
back wall
a,
of
it's a
their building,
fence.
isn't
It's a fence. It's a fence on the east side there.
Okay.
So the new building is going to match the existing buildings. It's going to look exactly like the cold storage building, but larger.
And your neighbor's okay with it?
That's where I was going with it.
I don't know how they're even going to see it.
Yeah.
You know, the whole back of the neighbor to the east there, there's no windows, there's nothing. That's just that truck storage.
That's what I mean, it's just a wall.
Yeah, it's just a wall.
So,
And the neighbors
was
to the
my
north
only-
won't see it. Then we have Livingstone to the south of us, and then we're to the west. So
you need a move to approve? If so, I will,
Yep.
with conditions.
Second.
Motion second to approve. Kip, what's the projected start date?
I'm sorry.
Projected start date?
Well, we haven't even gone out to bid on this yet.
Okay.
So, it's probably going to be, once we approve here, there's some water and sewer that we do have to do in the streets. So Dean Chamberlain, our in-house engineer, we're having that designed in-house now. We'll get that out to bid because we do have to extend the sanitary sewer up Livingstone in order for us to tie into that. So we'll be getting that out to bid, and then we'll also be getting this out to bid, I'm guessing, in the next couple weeks.
What happens if bids come in much higher than architect's estimates?
Then I guess I'll go back to Kurt and see what we can do at the utility commission. We have a budgeted.
I've
you know,
heard that's happening.
Well, we have a budgeted number.
Right, that's what I was getting at.
I'm fairly confident that we're going to come in below that number, but, until you bid it, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And-
You know,
and
I mean, there's nothing.
Stuff is coming back high right now.
There's
Stuff's
nothing we
coming
can
back
do
high,
until-
I know
Everybody's
that.
busy.
Right?
We'll
So
find
once we
out.
bid it, we'll know,
Right.
we'll know where we come in at, and kind of go from there.
What's the projected start date on the facility, sewer facility?
That went out to, that actually hit the bid sites today. It's a 4-week bidding process. I believe we're opening March 3rd or 5th or somewhere in there. I'd have to look at my calendar. That'll be awarded, and we're hoping to start that May, sometime very, very soon after bid opening, as soon as we possibly can. Because that wastewater treatment plant's going to be about a 16 to 18-month process that we have to do. And we want to get the majority of our work completed down there before the Highway 35 Second Street project
Right.
comes through.
Yeah.
So,
One last question. You don't have any sludge haulers or any vehicles like that, do you, that are gonna be up there and,
at this facility,
yeah?
at the Livingston facility?
Yeah.
No, we have sledge haulers, but they're just down at
That's
the
what I
wastewater
thought, you
treatment.
had some of those big
Yeah.
trucks that haul some of that nasty stuff.
Yep, they haul the sludge down to Ellsworth,
Okay.
to
clear.
the plant.
So is this being paid for out of the water utility budget then?
Yeah.
And is this affecting residents' rates at all?
No, not as of
Are we
right now.
increasing
This is
rates?
actually being, this building or the wastewater, we're on two different topics here, so
Right, but
the
just in-
building or the wastewater treatment plant.
Either and or both?
Both of those will be funded by the sewer department.
Okay, so are sewer rates going up then?
We are in the process right now of looking at all of our rates, correct? I don't know until that study comes back, I can't say yes or no.
will this number be incorporated into those determining figures?
This number's already incorporated in to my current 2020 budget,
Without raising rates,
without raising rates.
without
correct.
raising rates.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kip. Discussion possible action on neighborhood notification mailing distance.
So at their January 6th meeting, the Common Council approved the ordinance for the neighborhood meetings for various community development applications. During their discussions, council members discussed the mailing distance at which the Community Development Department uses and mails to neighbors to projects. They discussed, currently, we use 300 feet for neighbor notifications. They just wanted the Plan Commission to discuss that, review it, see if, determine the adequacy of that mailing distance. In your packet, there's a table that kind of goes over when meetings are required for neighborhood meetings now that that's new. Also kind of what's required in code. Currently, mailings are required for subdivision plats and CSMs, a mailing of 200 feet. And then, as well as staff sends a courtesy mailing of 300 feet to all subdivisions, any public hearing, which includes rezonings, comp plan amendments, conditional use permits, and variances. So staff is just looking to see Plan Commission's thoughts on the current mailing distance and if it needs to be adjusted at all.
I would like to see it expanded out beyond 300 feet. I don't even know what one block is, but I think.
In the packet, there's also some 4 maps that show
Okay.
kind of what
Yeah, I saw that.
that is.
I guess I'm just trying to think that we'd rather have as much input as possible rather than no input. Same theory as before, we want people to know rather than, how come you did that behind my back? I mean, just it's a informative and preventative gesture at the same time. So by expanding it, just say doubling it to 600 feet or something like that, or I don't know what the number should be, but I would suggest doing that for those reasons.
Yeah.
Do we have any best practices from other communities on what they're doing or how they handle this?
The 300, so previously it was always just 200 because that's what was used for the subdivision. When Mike Johnson and I kind of started 2-3 years ago, we started using 300 because that was suggested by an SEH consultant at the time. We've just stuck with that over the last few years, so it's always been 300 feet. We could certainly look at some other communities if you want to just see what they're doing instead of arbitrarily picking a number.
Oh, it didn't sound like it was arbitrary.
Yeah, or,
Right.
just doubling it, or,
Right.
saying 600, 900,
I mean, I didn't say that, but
Yeah.
whatever, I
Yeah.
mean.
If we want to, if you want to look at expanding it, we could certainly see what other communities
What
are
do
doing.
we measure from, like the property line?
It's from the property line, so it's not a perfect thing. The information is pulled from the St. Croix County GIS, which is tax parcel information, so you're getting the owners. It's pulled from the property lines, so that's why if you look at the Summit Ridge South Point Lee property or the Atwood one, it's pretty significantly large. That's because it's a large parcel. That's just how the system works. It's the best way staff has to get mailing addresses.
So these are hard copy mailing letters. So what's the impact on staff if we keep it at 300 or if we double it to 600?
Add some
Twice as
hours,
many,
additional costs.
twice as many letters going out.
I get that,
yeah.
but I mean, but this is an internal project, so you print the letters, you stuff the letters, you address the
Yep.
labels on them, you run them through postage and,
Currently, so now that we're starting the neighborhood meetings, applicants that are going to be applicants, they have to pay up front for the mailings,
Oh, okay.
just in case they don't end up applying later. We don't charge for application mailings for public hearing notices because it's kind of included in their application fee. If we're making it from 50 letters to 100 letters, staff might want to consider, the charge or, the fee that would go along with that.
There's mud.
Yeah. We can certainly take a look at other communities.
I like
if you
Mary
wanna-
Claire's idea. Let's see what
Yeah.
a couple others are doing before we, you know, put something down.
Yeah, and as you might see, there's no direction or requirements from state codes, so it's kind of, you know, whatever we feel comfortable with, however much you want to, you know, give notice to neighboring residents. So we can
Alright.
certainly take a look at it.
We'll
Right.
have information by the next meeting,
Yeah.
so we'll just put this off to the next meeting.
Yeah, get comparable size cities, like say Woodbury, River Falls, maybe Stillwater or something like that. Well, I mean, close to.
In the
To give
region.
us, you know, well, River Falls would be a comparable, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll just make,
And is anybody else close that's a comparable? No?
Yeah, we normally, when we do this kind of
Richmond, maybe,
research, like to stick to Minnesota, Wisconsin, and
Right. Well,
Good
anyway,
regional
I mean,
examples.
just trying to get regional information close by.
I'll make a motion to postpone.
And I'll second that.
Motion second to postpone till the next meeting?
Yes.
Or if
Yeah.
they need longer than that, that's fine too. How much, what would be?
we should,
Okay,
we'll have it at the next meeting.
very
It's
good.
a month, right? We're not, we don't meet until March.
No, we have a meeting on the
Going back to 2 a month.
Fourth,
now.
fourth, sorry.
whatever the Tuesday is, on the
Right.
So a couple
24th or
weeks to give them
25th.
time.
Yeah,
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion's approved. Discussion possible action on an amendment to Municipal Code Chapter 255 zoning to include short-term home rentals and an amendment to Municipal Code Chapter 140 housing standards to update the definition and requirements for rooming houses.
so you'll find this one's not in your packet, as Mary Claire is realizing, yes.
Hey, just checking.
The reason why is because we're still going through some amendments to it with the city attorney. Just a few more basic changes, one of which actually is kind of a bigger change, is we're downsizing the types from the 4 different types that were introduced to you all before, down to 2. So it would be hosted versus unhosted. Just keeping it simple.
So do we need a motion to postpone, or we just, it's old business, we'll deal with it
Yeah,
when
it's
we're
just
ready?
possible action, we don't
Very
need to
good.
do anything. All right, I don't have anything for future agendas. Anybody?
Move to adjourn?
Second?
Motion second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. We stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.